I see it now. Got
Okay,
it.
got it. Okay. Buenas, everyone. This meeting is called to order. And, let's see. It's a regular meeting, right, Director?
Yes,
Okay.
it's a regular meeting.
The justification, I'm having a problem. The justification here. Let me see. Do it again here 1 second. Okay, here we go. Okay, this meeting is called to order. It's Wednesday, March 8, 2023. The time is 2:36 p.m. In compliance with Public Law 24-109, Guam Ancestral Lands Commission published the public meeting announcement for Wednesday, March 8, 2023. In the Pacific Daily News on Tuesday, February 28, 2023, and Friday, March 3rd, 2023. Director, roll call.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Chairman Eclavea,
Present.
Vice Chairman Laguatnia,
Estiga,
Secretary Treasurer Cruz,
Here.
Commissioner Camacho,
Here.
Commissioner Orlino. Mr. Chair, Commissioner Orlino sent a text that she is off island and right now flying in an airplane. She's absent.
Noted, noted.
Commissioner Rios. Mr. Chair, the same thing for Commissioner Rios. He texted us informing us that he too is off island at this time and cannot make the meeting.
Noted.
Okay, Commissioner Wessling.
Here.
Oh, thank you, Commissioner. Mr. Chair, you have 5 members present. You have a quorum.
So just Masi, Director. Okay, we move down to item number 3, approval of minutes. A, February 1st, 2023, special meeting summarization. B, February 8th, 2023, regular meeting summarization. And C, February 22nd, 2023, special meeting summarization.
Mr. Chair.
Okay, that's Commissioner Cruz.
Yes. I'd like to make a motion to approve the special meeting for February 1 to 2023, subject to corrections per audio recording.
Okay, so you basically it's just for the minutes for February 1st.
Well, there's 3 meetings, so I'm one meeting at a time.
Okay, we can do that. Okay, we have a motion on the floor to approve item 3A, February 1, 2023 special meeting summarization. Are we our second?
I'll second it.
Seconded
Camacho.
by okay,
Camacho.
Commissioner Camacho.
Yes.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
I,
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? No nays? Director, item number 3A, special meeting. Passes. Okay, now we're on to B and C.
Okay.
Okay, Commissioner Cruz.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the regular meeting for February 8, 2023, subject to corrections per audio recording.
Okay, motion to approve item 3B, special meeting February 8, 2023, regular meeting summarization. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Second again by Commissioner Camacho. All in favor? Aye.
I,
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? No nays? Motion passes, Director.
Thank you. Thank you, commissioners.
Okay, now we have one more minutes. Okay, Commissioner Cruz.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the special meeting on February 22, 2023, subject to corrections per audio recording.
A motion on the floor to approve item 3C, February 22nd, 2023, special meeting summarization. Do I hear a second?
I'll second. Commissioner
Seconded by
Camacho.
Commissioner Camacho. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
I,
Aye.
Any nays? No nays. Motion passes, Director.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and commissioners.
We move down to item 4, Executive Director's Report.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. The audit contract between the Guam Ancestral Lands Commission and Ernst & Young LLP for independent audit services has been at the Attorney General's office since January 26 this year. We have been advised that there are legal issues that need to be addressed before the Attorney General will sign the contract. After we address these issues, the contract will again be sent out for signatures. So that is still pending for that contract. The GALC Legal Services Memorandum of Understanding with the AG's office. We were advised by Assistant Attorney General Kristen Finney to hold off on submitting a proposed memorandum of understanding to the Office of the Attorney General for Legal Services until further notice. She further advised that she will continue to advise the Ancestral Lands Commission on legal matters, and Assistant Attorney General Sandra Miller will continue to represent the Ancestral Lands Commission on litigation matters. The transfer of funds to investment firms. The transfer of $8 million from the Ancestral Lands Trust savings account at Coast 360 was split equally between the Asia Pacific Group of Raymond James and the Bank of Guam Investment Services, with instruction to invest these funds conservatively, and that has been completed. But in response, Coast 360 made an offer to Ancestral Lands to invest the remaining $7.8 million in the Ancestral Lands Trust accounts into their special term share promotion with rates as high as 4.4%. That's the APY. At their discretion, though, Coast 360 may waive early withdrawal penalties, provided that the funds are not withdrawn within 6 days from the account opening per regulatory requirements, and that the funds are being withdrawn for purposes directly related to the mission and objectives of the commission. For example, to pay out the landowners or payment for the development of properties. And I attach for your review the Coast 360 special term share promo. And I also attached the letter from Coast 360. But for comparison, I also provided you the BGIS, that's Bank of Guam Investment Services, certificates of deposit rates, which are also listed on my report. Both certificates of deposit, the CDs and share certificates, are low risk deposit accounts where funds can grow at a fixed rate. The main distinction between them, between the CDs and the shares offered by Coast 360's, CDs are products offered for nonprofit, offered for profit banks, and while share certificates are offered by member-owned not-for-profit credit unions. So additionally, Coast 360 recommends the commission consider establishing a money market savings account to increase returns on its current savings account balances through higher rates with greater compounding frequencies. This is a high yield savings account. The benefits are the money we have remains liquid, no monthly service fee when you keep at least a $2,500 daily balance, and dividends are paid monthly on those accounts. And you could write up to 6 checks per month. And again, I included the Coast 360 money market rates below. Then later, I also attached the rates from Raymond James. And if you make comparison, the best rate offered by Coast 360 is a 24-month term share. And this is their promo for 4.4%. The same, if you're going to go for 24 months with BGIS, it'll be at 4.65%. 4.4% is for a 2-month CD at BGIS. At Raymond James, their short-term investment for CDs will be 4.8%. And for 1 year, it's 5.10. And let's see, for 2 years, it's 5.0. Seems the investment firms have better rates. So when you're making your comparisons, it's not for you to take action on it today, just for your understanding of what rates are being offered out there. And because we transferred $8 million out of Coast 360, they came back with an offer to encourage us to leave the remaining amount of funds in their bank. And they tried to sweeten it a little bit, but what they did do was say that at their discretion, they may not charge us any penalty if we would like to withdraw our funds early. But then again, that's at their discretion, not ours. And with the investment firms, it is clear. If we invest our money in 3 months CDs, after 3 months, we can withdraw rather than 2 years. So I'll leave it up for the commissioners to look at that and see if you want to, because our current rate right now at Coast 360 is extremely low where we have it right now. We're earning less than 0.5% on our investments there. The best we're getting is 0.45% interest on almost $8 million at this time. So it's something to take into consideration. Some of these term shares are expiring. A couple have expired on March 1st. The next expiration date will be May 6th. And of course, you got that 10-day grace period from the expiration or the maturity date. And then others will mature in the next few days on March 15 and on March 20. So, I'll leave it up to the commissioners to allow me to transfer any funds around. But at the last time we had this discussion, you only allowed me to transfer out about half of their funds into BGIS and Raymond James. So I expect that even if Raymond James places it in their most secure and shortest term CD, 3 months, we'll be earning a minimum of 4.8%. And of course, with BGIS, it will be at 3 months will be 4.55%. Okay, another thing I want to add on to this is that this came out later on, and this is I'd like to have a special meeting for us to adjust our budget proposal for FY24. The governor, it's been no secret, the legislature is addressing this, and the governor made it quite clear that she wants to increase the pay of classified employees by 22%. And while for FY23, if that is approved at the legislature, that'll be supplemental funds that'll be provided to the various agencies in the government of Guam. But our budget proposals for FY24. And so we'd have to revisit that. We've already got the budget call from Senator San Agustin. We need to submit our budget to their office no later than April 19. And so in order to meet that deadline, we could have a special meeting 2 weeks from this date. That'll be March 22nd at 2:30 in the afternoon. And we will prepare a budget. We didn't have time to place it on tonight's agenda, but we could have a budget prepared with the 22% for classified employees included in that. So that's one I would like, the commissioners to take action on, is to set up that special meeting so that we could address our budget and get our budget over to the Office of Finance and Budget at the legislature in a timely fashion. Okay, thank you for the opportunity to present this update. If you have any questions or concerns, please let me know. I see Vice Chair Laguardia.
Director.
Mr. Chairman? Yeah, thank you for the report, Mr. Director. First of all, I'm in agreement with, I think we should take action on those on the 3 accounts that are with Coast, because already one is already matured on March 1st. And the 15th and the 20th are just around next week. I think we should take action on that, and they are, give the best buck for the what they're offering. And secondly, can we have the special meeting on the 23rd? I can't make the 22nd.
23rd will be
make that
fine.
one.
It's a Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday, I'm good on Thursday. I can't make the Wednesday nor Tuesday. I have a training on those 2 days. So Thursday, I'm good. If that's all possible.
I'm good with that too.
Okay.
Everybody okay with that?
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I'm not sure if we'll have legal counsel because I know Tomorrow Land Trust Commission has their board meetings every 3rd Thursday. So is
Okay.
that the 3rd Thursday of the
Yeah.
month, or is that the 4th?
Director?
That would be the 4th Thursday.
Okay, so we should be okay.
Okay. Okay, Director, so I guess we're good. Commissioner Cruz,
Hold
you're
on.
good?
Hang on.
Good.
Hang on. Wait.
Okay, go ahead, Vice Chair.
That's the 23rd again?
That's
Yes.
a Thursday?
Yeah, man. I just looked at my calendar and I just found out I can't make that either. I have a big event that day again too. Sorry about that. You
Okay.
guys can
Okay.
go ahead if you can make.
How
it
about
your-
before? How about before it? How about this?
Yeah, I have 3 things going on the 21st, the 22nd, and the 23rd. I'm good on the 20. Hang on. I'm good on the 20th and on the 24th. Those are good for me.
Okay, I'll leave it.
Kathy, could we make with the open government law requirements, the 20th of March? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's a special meeting, so the agenda will be real short.
Yeah.
Just the budget, proposed budget.
I'd appreciate it.
So we're gonna
Director-
make it on the 20th?
On the 20th, we can make that. We start the ad now, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I guess we can make it. So
Okay.
the 20th, commissioners?
Yeah, I hope
Good.
everyone can.
I'm good with it.
I'm good with it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we'll set
Commissioner
it up.
Camacho's-
Luisa,
Commissioner Camacho's
Luis?
good?
Same time, 2:30 or 2 o'clock?
You okay with two?
Two o'clock is fine.
But
2 o'clock.
Mr. Vice Chair, I thought your program was on at Mondays and Wednesdays.
No, program on hold.
On hold. Okay,
Yeah,
so 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
Okay,
2
Thank you.
o'clock, okay, okay. Director, you've sent out or you're going to send out a brief summary on the budget?
yes, I'll send it out to you in advance. It's basically, we're gonna work on personnel. The rest of the items should remain the same. The big change will be with personnel.
Okay. Is there an impact to the SID account somewhat?
Well, we're gonna ask for general fund monies because the SID account
Yep.
is kind of fixed. Our
agree.
sustained income from the Polaris properties is around 400,000. And our budget for the SID is 408, which is okay. We currently have about in our SID account about $750,000 in there right now. So we have a big buffer in the SID account, but I'm looking at the sustained budget of what we earn every year. So we're
Yeah.
going to request for general fund monies
I
because
agree.
the pay increases, a rough ballpark figure that we came up with is around an additional of 300, maybe $309,000 to our budget. So it's something small. And we have to look forward to what's coming up next fiscal year, not just this fiscal year. So that's how come I'm calling for a special meeting, because we'd have to plan a whole year in advance for this and see the change or the effect it's going to have on us, the impact. And so we're going to ask for general fund monies. Of course, everything will be up to the legislature whether or not they give it. But since it is something that's been made public, and I believe the governor's going to get this through, so we have to include this change in our proposed budget for FY24.
Okay, I think we're good, Director. We're good for the 20th.
Okay, great. We'll set up the meeting
That's a Tuesday, right? Or is that a Monday?
Monday.
A Tuesday?
Monday.
It's a Monday? It's
Monday.
a Monday. Oh, okay. And the special meetings, if I'm, correct, it's basically just limited to one
Right, one
subject.
item.
One item.
One item.
And we can't include two items on that.
No, just one. And we must broadcast, place notices out at all broadcast agencies out there. So it means we have to send out our notices to all the media. Not just advertising one, but that will be a free part that we still have to advertise. That part we'll pay for.
Okay, basically I was asking because regarding the Coast 360 proposal, I think I
Well-
like to give the board a little bit of time to run through it, to study it, and then try to act on it as quick as we could, because yes, the maturity of one of the accounts, I guess, was this month, right? On the 1st?
We had
Yes.
one, March 1st, and we're still within that timeline, but because of the open government law and us required to advertise what we take action on, we can't vote on that tonight.
So
Or
how do
today,
we
this
how do
afternoon.
we address that? How do we address that?
Well, You
Vice Chair
can,
or
you,
Director, yeah.
you can give me the authority at the next special meeting that we can call maybe a week or so after the one on the 20th, because the vice chair is tied up the rest of that week. we could set up another special meeting to address that issue because we also have three more term shares maturing on March 15, another one on March 20. And then on May 6, we have two more. And that's not touching the funds that we currently have right now in the savings account. Our savings account is about $1.1 million. So, and it doesn't touch what's in our SID account. Those are other accounts that we can move also and invest where we could earn more because we don't touch these accounts until specific things come up. So they could be sitting idle in the bank right now. That's what they're doing. Those are other accounts, the savings and SID are earning a 0.25%, 0.25% annually. And they could be sitting at either Raymond James or Bank of Guam earning 4.8% over the next 3 months and much more if we set it up for 1 year. And we normally
Let's
don't
do it.
touch those accounts.
Yeah, let's do it, Director. Let's set it up. If it's a week after.
Right.
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah,
And-
let's set it up. Let's do it.
Okay, so we set up another special meeting for a week after
Yes.
the Monday, on the following Monday,
27th.
on the 27th. Okay. Yes, we can do that. So 2 special meetings. Okay, and we can move those funds out. You just have to let me know how you want me to handle it, and I'll prepare the resolutions for your approval with some options to change the resolution around a little bit to make things work.
Okay, hopefully the board would have enough time to study it on our time, and then at least you get some preliminary information on where to go and what to move with
Yes.
the resolution.
I'll prepare that. Yes, I'll take
Okay.
care of all of that.
Okay,
And
Vice Chair?
for-
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
and
Go ahead.
yeah,
Go ahead,
so
Director.
Director.
far
Sure.
for tomorrow's conference, and it's in conference, it's all-day conference on investments. I've got confirmed our 2 investment committee members, Angela Camacho, Commissioner Angela Camacho, and Secretary Treasurer Cruz, Maria Cruz. And Mr. Chair, are you confirmed? Because you did send your name in and I sent an RSVP out for you. And if anybody
Yes.
else
Yes,
wants
I'm
to
confirmed.
attend that, it's a good place to set up your connections and meet with the people in the finance industry here in the island. So
And if I can fit the other half in there, then that'll be cool.
I'll see if I can work that out for you.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so then it's just the 3 of you. Okay, unless anybody else wants to join in on that. But
I'm
yes, it's
unable
an
to
all
make
day.
it. Yeah, I'm unable to
Okay.
make it. Okay, Mr.
Okay.
Director, Mr. Chair.
Okay, Vice Chair?
Okay, for that special meeting on the 27th, will day 20, on the 20th, will that count as the 5th day? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5-day notice?
Well,
Will that,
We can send the notices out
okay, in advance?
concurrently with the other ones, yes.
Okay, all right, that's all I want to know. Okay, good. I'm good.
Okay, so I guess we're good with everything. Any more questions for the director on his report?
Yeah, and Mr. Chair, no, I'm in support of allowing our director to work with with our investments, our monies, and to report on that with the best selection for us to choose and make that decision for the pending 4 accounts.
Very good, yes. I'm of the mindset that, okay, we're all gonna basically study the information the director gave. And then we could also put in our 2 cents on how we're gonna move with it. I know we're still monitoring. We're out to monitor both investment fund managers. And that's why I guess we chose to leave it in Coast 360. In the meantime, while it's in Coast 360, we can take advantage of the opportunities now that came before us because it wasn't available prior.
Right,
So these are just new opportunities for a higher investment returns.
yes.
So any
And
more? Yeah,
and as
go ahead.
soon as the commissioners are feel confident enough to allow me to take greater risk, I know that because the market is starting to swing right now at this point, inflation is still climbing, but the Feds are going to increase the interest rates again. And because of that, I expect the interest rates to climb. they want to discourage people from borrowing too much money and feeding the market with too much money chasing too few goods. So because of that, they're going to raise interest rates on mortgages and such, but at the same time, raise interest rates for savings and investments. So I expect this to be going up over the next 6 months before we start seeing a balancing of the market. So now is really the time to get into moving these monies around to make the best that we can from it at this point. So we'll see how that works out, and hopefully we'll get our quarterly reports in on time, in the 3 months from now and then 6 months from now, to help you make your decisions based on how these investments are going. But what I've done so far is stayed within the allowances that you provided me, and so I've had everything invested in conservative investments. I didn't take any risk on anything. These are extremely conservative interest rates that I'm showing you at this point in time.
Okay, very good, Director.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions for the director in his report? Okay, I just got a quick one regarding we were advised to hold off on the proposed memorandum with the Office of the Attorney General.
Okay,
Is there any particular reason why we're holding off on that MOA?
I believe Attorney Finney, she's the one that advised us to hold off until further notice if necessary. She'd be the better person to answer this.
Yeah, I mean, we'll hold off, but is there any particular
Attorney
reason
Finney?
why?
Well, just it shouldn't affect your your ability to receive legal services. It just just has to do with I think how they're wanting to handle the financial side of it. I think that they're getting away from assigning assigning someone like specifically to an agency and then having that agency reimburse them like they've done in the past. And so I think it just has to do with that, with how they're wanting to manage that.
Okay.
Okay, so Attorney Finney, does that mean that we don't have to reimburse the AG's office?
That's what I was. That's what I was alluding to.
From what I understand, there's not at this time. And then if that changes, then I'm sure that they will make that clear.
Okay.
But at this time, what I was told was to let you guys know to just hold off for now.
Hold on. So Kathy, you heard that, right? Kathy's happy.
Good news.
Okay. Okay, so we're done with the director's report. So Jus Masi, Director, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, we move down to item 4. Item 5, GIDA progress report.
Okay. Buenas and good afternoon,
Buenas, Tony.
Chairman Correa, Vice Chair Lepona, all the GALC Board Commissioners, and GALC Executive Director Birch staff, and the EDC group with the Northern Market. My name's Tony Ariola, representing GIDA, and today I'm presenting the monthly progress report for March 7, 2023. Day. The following is a progress report on GIDA's efforts to manage land bank trust properties as required by Section 1 of the MOU between GIDA and GALC's Land Bank Trust. Before we begin, I just want to inform the Commission that we are unable to provide the account summary for the tenants with the outstanding balances due to our GIDA accountant who's still reconciling. And it was just a busy week with audits, but we'll definitely provide that on the next upcoming GLC meeting in the beginning of April. First on the list is Weddingale Junction. That's the tenant Northern Market LLC with their monthly rent of $27,854.51, with their outstanding balance as of March 7, 2023 of $1,494,231.67. Their total deferred, undeferred, and interest due as of October 31, 2022 is $1,466,377.16. Their last payment was received on February 8, 2023. I do want to make a revision on the pending Northern Market written proposal that I listed there. The revision is that we received the proposal yesterday. And I believe right after the GIDA report is complete, EDC will be addressing the commission on the proposal. Next one on the list is Apra Harbor parcel number 1, that's Quick Space. Their monthly rent of $3,989.13 was zero outstanding balance, and their last payment was received on February 13, 2023. Apra Harbor Reservation, that's Matson Navigation Company, with their monthly rent of $27,733, outstanding balance of zero, last payment received on February 28, 2023. Lot Apra Harbor Reservation F12R2, that's the Trans Steel property. Their monthly rent of $500 and their outstanding balance of $9,400. Their last payment received on January 30, 2023 in the amount of $600. The Tengisan Cable Landing Station, Dedado Route 3, that's the AT&E facility. Their monthly rent of $22,939.42. We received their last payment on March 3rd via EFT or ACH. Next one on the list is the Apra Harbor Reservation F12 Polaris Point. That's Smith Bridge, Guam, with their monthly rent of $88,800, zero outstanding balance. Last payment received February 8, 2023. Lot 10155, that's the Farmers Co-op facility. Their annual rent for CY calendar year 2021, they have an outstanding balance of $2,411.16. Pending their calendar year 2022 financial statements, and that's going to determine their annual payment due for May 2023. Farmers Co-op sent a letter to Guam Ancestral Lands Commission via email on March 1, 2023, stating their CY 2021 annual payment plan as agreed upon by the GALC Board Commission's approval on February 8, 2023 board meeting. Their payment plan term as follows is they're going to remit 50% payment of $2,411.16 by March 1, 2023, and that payment was remitted on that day. And then they're requesting for payment of $401.86 per month that will be paid over a period of 6 months. I just got word most recent from Katrina Rages that they are going to start making their per monthly payment in April. They're going to be starting their payment in April 2023. Moving on down to Tizen Properties, that's the Guam Environmental Protection Agency building. Their monthly rent of $8,000 with their outstanding balance of $256,000. Last payment received on September 27, 2022 in the amount of $8,000. On February 6, 2023, Guam Environmental informed GIDA that they will be remitting payment of $32,000, which covers 4 months of their rent, still pending processing of that payment. Moving on down to the Department of Public Health Social Services, that's the WIC building. Their monthly rent of $8,400. There's a revision in the amount here. we just received their payment via ACH on March 3rd in the amount of $42,000, which covers 5 months rent. And that makes their outstanding balance to $20,699.35, as opposed to the 62,699.35 as stated on the report. So there's a revision in that because of the payment made on March 3rd via ACH. Another thing is we're pending submission of the renewal of the MOU between the Guam Ancestral Lands Commission and Department of Public Health WIC that is expiring on April 30th, 2023. As per Mrs. Toledo, the WIC director's request that they be given a week's time for submittal due to pending Department of Public Health director's approval and signature. The other items for the F12 Polaris mitigation plan, this is the Smith Bridges property. Smith Bridge, Guam, and GIDA are collaboratively working with GIPA in providing assistance on the mitigation plan through their Brownfields grant program. That's the environmental site assessment that we're requesting from GIPA to see if we're able to apply for the Brownsville grant program. This concludes my GIDA monthly report, and should there be any questions, please feel free to ask. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. Mr. Spasi. Questions? Board members? Vice Chair.
Yeah, very good, Tony. Good report. And I just have a couple of questions. What is the outstanding balance? Well, you good on the collection with WIC with the $42,000, which was 5 months of collection, right? Bringing down their outstanding balance of $20,699, right?
That's correct.
That's good. That's progress. And now I have number 2. I would like to I believe allow WIC that 1 week request for their deadline for April 30th for the pending MOU, right? I believe. Am I correct? Is that MOU or is that a license?
That's the MOU.
Yeah.
Vice Chair.
Okay. Yeah, they're requesting 1 week, right? Additional notice.
That's correct.
I'm okay. I'm in support of that. Now, what was the I was looking for the amount for Smith Bridge. I didn't get the exact amount. I'm looking at my notes here.
For Smith Bridge, their outstanding balance.
Can you repeat that again?
Their outstanding balance is 0. Their last payment was February 8, 2023. We're expecting the March payment. Hopefully they usually pay around the 8 or the 9. So we'll be expecting that payment within this week of the amount of $8,800 for the month of March.
I swear I wrote that down somewhere here. I can't. I was just trying to catch up with your reporting. Well, it's okay. Yeah. Good work. Yeah, that's good. At least they're making efforts to catch up on their outstandings and several of the tenants, right?
Yes, they are.
Yeah. Slowly though. Okay, very good. That's good. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, anybody else? Okay, Commissioner Wesley.
Yes, Tony, thank you for your report. And at our last meeting, I had asked if you could include, and maybe you could do it next month, as to up to what month, are the tenants paid in full for the rent. And so I'm just doing a quick computation here. So using GIPA's outstanding balance of 256,000. So essentially they paid rent just through, I'm estimating here, somewhere around either early 2021 or late 2020. Because that outstanding balance represents roughly 32 months of behind rent. So that's close to 3 years. Is that correct? Does that seem correct to you?
Right, yeah,
Okay.
Wow.
the previous balance is all the way up to August 1, 2020. So somewhere around what they owe is about 28 months rent,
Roughly. Okay.
2 years.
Yeah,
and
I just divided 256 by their
Right.
8,000 monthly. So that came out to be about 32 months.
Yes, you are
So-
correct.
Okay, roughly. Okay, so they basically just paid through maybe the latter part of 2020. Okay,
That's
somewhere around that time. Okay, so they're proposing remitting a 32,000 payment, which will cover 4 months. So that'll bring them maybe just up through the end of 2020.
that's correct.
Okay,
And
and-
for clarification, this is GEPA, right? We're on GEPA.
Yes, Guam
Right.
Environmental Protection Agency. And
Okay.
so, and then no discussion from them also as to how they propose to, bring current close to, 2.5 years of back rent.
What's the outstanding now? What's the outstanding, Tony, now?
56.
256,000.
Okay.
Yeah, so if I may, I just spoke to Serena. I believe they handle their procurement and also the payments. And she had asked me if I had the most recent account summary and to send it to her. And I did just that today. And hopefully that'll get us somewhere where she's going to be discussing with the administrator as well as their ASO, Ms. Connie, to see if there can be more payments made aside from that 32,000. They said they're going to be receiving more federal funds. So
Sorry,
hopefully
Tony. Okay, Christian, you had your hands up?
Yeah, well, I just wanted to make sure to let you guys know I'm also assigned to Guam EPA. So just so you know.
Oh, okay. Okay, thanks for the clarification.
Well,
When I can,
maybe we can extend an invitation to the folks at Guam EPA and I'm sorry, Tony, who is the other that's handling their funds? Which office?
I was working with Serena Manabusan.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she was the one that cut the last purchase order for this 32,000.
Okay, and I'm sorry, she's from which office? Forgive me.
She's from the Guam Environmental Protection Agency.
Oh, okay, but who's handling their funds? Because, my understanding is they've been receiving federal funds for their rent all this time, but yet it's, it's well past behind, so I can't help but wonder whatever happened to their rent money. I mean,
Yeah,
I can only imagine, but maybe it'd be nice to invite them to one of our meetings. Anyways, okay,
I'll
I
second
agree.
that.
I agree.
I'll second that. I agree.
it'd be nice just to get a report from them.
Okay, we'll
Thank
do
you.
that.
Yeah.
Sure. So would you want them to be in attendance on the upcoming board meeting in April? Is that your?
Yeah, actually, I would.
Yes.
But I'd like to hear,
Regular meeting, the next regular meeting.
yeah, at the next regular meeting, I think that would be great so that we can hear why and
Right.
how they propose to knock this down.
Well, it's a positive sign that she asked you for a summary.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes,
It
it
is
is.
I mean, why would she be asking for it unless hope they're gonna try to,
Yeah, and we might get some of that American Rescue Plan, monies.
So should we just wait until after I just sent a summary to her yesterday? Should we just wait for that result, and then if nothing turns up, then we'll invite them
Oh,
to?
yeah. Just send her an email.
Okay.
well, send her an email that the board would like to invite her to the next
Yeah.
meeting, but if her intention is to
Clear the
pay off the
balance.
debt, then yeah, it's moot. It's a moot point.
That's right. That's right.
All right, so I'm sorry, I just need clarification, Mr. Chairman. So should I just get an update? Get an update as to that summary that I sent to see if we're gonna be receiving more payment? And if that end result is with no result, is that when I send them the invite to attend the?
Yes, I think coordinate with Kathy and the director on it, and then we'll make a decision on whether to include them on the next regular meeting.
All right, we'll do that, yes.
Okay.
We'll do that.
Okay, any
Mr.
more
Chair?
questions for
Yeah,
Vice
Mr.
Chair?
Chair.
Yes,
Yeah,
Vice Chair.
I think Commissioner Westling is indicating that is the point of the meeting, is that we would hopefully get some information on clearing the $256,000, and that's what the meeting is about. They have a plan on working on that, since they already supplied a 32K one? There could be more in the cookie jar,
Yeah, so that's what Tony's gonna do. He's gonna contact her. It's just as well because the board wants to invite her to the next meeting, and then maybe she could clarify to him what the purpose of the summarization of the debt. So
That's
then
correct.
hopefully, yeah. So if she's intending to pay off the debt,
Yeah.
then having her appear on the next board meeting is
Right.
it's not,
Yeah,
it's not
that's
necessary. That's
what-
what he's gonna find out.
Yeah, that's what we're looking forward to, where
Yeah.
hopefully that email you send her is an implication that we are requesting that you clear that debt. That's the bottom line. Yeah, that's it. And that we're seeing some light with the 32K, but we want the 256K.
So based upon his response from her emails, he's gonna coordinate with the director and Kathy, and then we'll make a determination if we would go ahead and let him know they're gonna be on the next regular meeting. Good to go?
Right, on that matter,
Yeah, exactly. Okay, very good.
right, Ms. Wesley?
Very good. Very good. Any other questions for
Yes.
Tony?
Okay,
Gita? Okay, no further questions. It's Masti, Tony. Thank you.
So much, thank you as well.
Okay, let's now move on to item 6, old business A, Northern Market.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I can see on screen, Leonard Calvo and, Carlos Camacho. And I believe, wonder if, yeah, I guess they're representing Northern Market. I thought, on Jennifer Calvo too. I was wondering why she disappeared.
Yeah,
to.
there she is. There you go. Okay. Okay, we're on the agenda. Item number 6, old business A, Northern Market. So who's gonna take the floor?
I guess I could start.
Okay.
Okay, good
Buenas, Jennifer.
afternoon. Good afternoon, commissioners. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to present our proposal. As Tony mentioned, we did submit a written proposal yesterday. Hopefully you've all had some time to review that. I could just go quickly over the main points in the proposal, and then we can get into any questions. And, of course, Len and Carlos can jump in at any time. So the proposal starts with our update on the project. I know there have been different site plans that we've discussed and in connection with our financing efforts. So basically, we've broken it into 3 phases. The first one that we've discussed is the first phase that we'll tackle. That's phase 1. So that contains 2 pads and then the construction of a building for a retailer. So the first tenant is Community First, which you mentioned there. Will be leasing a pad of about 4,400 square meters. They'll be covering the cost of their pad. So that construction cost is not something that Northern Market will incur, but it will be done simultaneously with the other construction work. The second one is Daiso, which is a popular retailer from Japan, a variety store, kind of a dollar store. That will be opening. This will be one of their first stores in Guam. So it'll be a large retail center plus a distribution center. So we're building a 10,000 square foot warehouse for that facility. And we've contracted with the local franchisee to at least get started on the details of that. So that's the building plus the supporting infrastructure for Daiso. And the third one is another pad, which is for King's Restaurants. That one they'll be building their building as well, which can be done, I think, simultaneously once we start breaking ground and getting some of the infrastructure going. So that will be included in our construction cost. And then, of course, they'll be renting the pad from us, but constructing their own building. The second phase is a multi-tenant building, which we had always kind of planned to do in the second phase. So that will be mostly restaurant spaces, but also we have a bunch of tenants lined up that I had summarized in the proposal, who are all leasing about 2,000 to I think 3,000 square or 3,500 square feet was the biggest space. So we have Pyology, Ajisen, a new restaurant or franchise, Curry House, Coco Ichibanya, Tokyo Mart, of course, Benny, another restaurant, and then Gourmet Guam. So in addition to that building, we'll be doing 2 additional pads for other tenants to construct their facilities. So this is phase 2, which we estimated the construction cost to be about $5 million for that. The third phase will be the development of, I guess, more than half of the property after the completion of phases 1 and phase 2. Since this phase is a little bit further out, we actually, have been kind of contemplating a tenant mix, but actually have not signed up any actual tenants for that space. We anticipate a higher, demand for that, and and also higher rental rates, just because phases 1 and 2 will be complete and occupied and kind of up and operating. So we anticipate that would be an easier space to lease and to develop with, a variety of other tenants. We mentioned in there just a summary, of course, because this is, in a prime location, with a lot of traffic at the new intersection, we just anticipate this is going to be, a very successful project, with a lot of, customers, a very visible site on the main road. And of course, with the new businesses, we can expect a lot of employment opportunities and, various businesses, in this one, just even with the first phase 1. So the last part of the proposal is basically the construction budget and the loan, and then of course our plan for the repayment of the arrears. So we've detailed there the construction budget. Of course, the costs have gone up, so we did change our plan so that we can, kind of get the maximum, rental from from the first phase. So that's where we're doing the building plus the pads as well, since of course the building will have a higher rent. The components of the construction budget are detailed in, it's on page 3 of the report. The total construction cost we have is a 4.15 million. And then as far as the loan, we have secured a financing commitment from Community First, who is also, our anchor tenant, which will be building their northern branch up there. So the construction loan commitment was 4.3 million. So we have about 150,000 that we intend to use to make a payment towards the arrears. Of course, if any of the construction costs are actually lower than we expected, then we will happily, make an additional arrears payment, if the loan permits and the construction costs permit. So that is the loan summary there. And then I guess the final part of our proposal is the payment of the arrears and then a rent modification that we asked for in the letter. So I know at the last meeting I wasn't attending, but Leonard and Carlos had mentioned that the commissioners had asked for an amount that we can pay towards the arrears, as part of the whole project going forward. So as explained in the budget section, we do intend to pay 150,000 if we can get the approval of the commissioners and move forward with the financing. And expecting that to take about 30 days. We have committed to do that by the end of June of this year. As part of our proposal, we also asked just for some, because this will be a mutually beneficial project for both for the Ancestral Lands Commission and for Northern Market. We just need a little bit of assistance to get this going, with higher interest rates, as someone mentioned earlier, with the investments, and of course the high construction costs. We would just ask for some relief, interim relief on the rent while we do the construction of the property. So we anticipate that to take about 18 months, the construction period. So we're asking for deferment during that period. I know that there's several concerns about the arrears, and we were requested to provide a update or a plan for paying the balance of the arrears. We would request that we do an amortization of the current arrears amount plus the 18 months deferment towards the remaining term of the lease, I think, which expires in 2063. So that was for the balance. And then for the expiration of the rent deferment, if granted, for the 18 months, upon expiration of that, we would request a kind of modification of the rent to reflect the portion of the property that we're developing, so that we're paying, lease rent for that portion. As I mentioned, the phase 3 is actually about half of the property. So as we develop phase 1 and phase 2, the smaller portions, we ask that the commission consider a reduction of rent to actually reflect the portion that's being used and being subleased for commercial purposes. And then the final part of our proposal is that we would make a second partial arrears payment when we do seek the financing for phase 2, which we indicated would be about 5 million. Then of course we would include a component with that loan, similar to this phase 1 loan, where we would make a partial payment and a second partial payment towards the arrears to further lower that balance that's been that we're requesting the amortization on. I think that is all in the proposal. If there's any questions, the three of us are here and available to respond.
Carlos, you want to add anything about
Hi, this is Carlos. Jen described, when we develop a phase 1 budget at 4.1 or 4.3 million, of course, that is what we're estimating to be our total development cost for phase 1. And we're hoping that when we get the competitive pricing out there, our goal as the developer is to get the best pricing we can, get good quality to be built for our tenant. And if there's any savings there, we'll add that on towards the 150, as she described. So I know you guys may ask what that number may be. We don't know until we close out the phase 1 construction report. And if there's any surplus money, we would like to apply that towards the arrears as well. And we're hoping that we tighten that budget with some of our local contractors. And on the other half of the property, we have potentially a large tenant that we're talking to right now, but they're right now.
I think you probably shouldn't name them, but you could just
It's
say
a large grocery operator, and their guys are flying in from the mainland, and they'll be here in March. They are opening up their own new store down at the GAN Shopping Center. We're next to Wendy's. That I can announce because they're signing their lease there. And then from there, they were looking for a northern location, which they reached out to us. So we're hoping when they're here, we can ironclad our negotiation and there you go, phase three could be the Salvador equation, but phase one and phase two of our
Yeah,
demand
they're pretty solid, yeah.
pretty solid, and once we put, let's say, the white gate around there and then start making the announcement, I think we'll have more, as I said in the last meeting, we have more needs and wants for that area.
If we're able to get to do the phase three retailer, which we're working with right now, this thing's gonna happen really fast. 2 and 3 will happen simultaneously. So, we're pretty excited about it, and thank you for your patience. And it's just been a long time coming, but we finally have some momentum, and we want to capitalize on it. And I think we'll all be happy in the end. So, as we take off the phases, we will pay down arrears as we go too. So I think that's a good that's a pledge that we got. So I think that's but it is looking very positive for this project as we speak. So thank you.
Yeah, Sujus Masi. Any questions, board members? As the board members had a sufficient amount of time to review the, I know we just got it, was it yesterday, Director, that you sent out the, was it
Yes,
yesterday or this morning?
Yesterday, I sent it out as soon as we received it from Ms. Calvo.
Okay, has the board members had enough time to review the proposal?
I didn't have enough time, so I'd like to have this table to the next meeting.
Okay, but any questions regarding their presentation today? At least what on the Vice Chair?
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. Thank you, Leonard and Ms. Calvo and Mr. Camacho. So yeah, that's thank you for your explanation of your projects 1, 2, and 3. And so we'll be expecting the first payment of 150K in April, did you say?
I actually, it was the end of June, just because that would be part of the financing that we're seeking. So assuming that it takes about standard kind of 90 days to close and get everything in order for the construction loan, we asked for until the end of June to provide that payment.
Okay, thank you.
Just give us a few moments. Northern Market.
Chairman.
Okay.
Hi, this is Commissioner Westling. I'd like to second what Commissioner Cruz said earlier. A little more time to digest this and to table this until our next meeting.
Okay.
Because, like I said, we just received it. Our director just received it late yesterday, and I've just had time to briefly look over it today, and I appreciate the Northern Market team coming to give a brief summary of what is proposed here, but I'd still like a little bit more time to chew on this.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's substantially different from what was presented by Attorney Calvo a few months ago.
Okay, but do you have any questions regarding anything they presented, at least for today? No?
Not right now. Not right now. I don't.
Okay, other commissioners? Okay, Director, I guess there's no other further questions. I guess we're gonna take it. We're gonna take the time to review the proposal. I want to thank Ms. Calvo and Mr. Leonard Calvo and Carlos. So just Posse for your presentation today. We're gonna take it under advisement. We're gonna digest the proposal. But it for the most part, it looks good that at least you've got some activity. It looks positive.
Oh,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm
Commissioner
sorry.
Wessing.
Forgive me. I do have one question here regarding the proposal. On page 2, no, page 3. No, I'm sorry. How many pages? 4 page? The last page? It under proposal for arrears payment and rent modification, item number C. Okay, it reads amortization of current arrears and deferred 18 months over the duration of the initial lease term expiring December 1st, 2063. So are we talking about amortizing that total month over over all those years through 2063?
Well,
That it won't be paid up until 2063?
the reason we mentioned when you guys requested for solution, when we were dealing with our banker and lenders, we want to make sure it's the project cash flows. We want to make sure it's affordable to our tenant base, that we're not front loading them heavy so we can attract solid tenant base. And we want to make our liability whole. So we owe you guys that. We're going to pay it in this fashion. We're hoping from the construction costs, there will be a substantial amount of savings, and that will lower down that impact. And then the remaining balance, if there is any at that time, by the time we phase out all the construction, then we can amortize it. So if we owe, hypothetically, if we owe $5 left and we amortize the 5, so we're still paying Guam and Central Land everything, but through a workable solution so that it's feasible for all of us, the tenants and everybody, to afford the payment. I hope that makes sense. But we don't know yet what that final number would be until we're hoping that we manage the construction costs. And if there's some savings there, it'll be 150 plus and plus and plus, whatever that may be in phase 2 and 3. And then we can do, we'll, if the balance is X, then we can say we're asking to amortize that into our debt, to our ground lease. So our ground lease would be X plus the difference to be adjusted appropriately.
Over a 40-year period.
Well, in our remaining term.
I think
Okay.
it's up for negotiation.
That's up for negotiation.
Commissioner,
Yeah.
so we're just thinking about solutions for everybody, and where you get paid and we get we're able to make this project fly. So I think we're, if this phase 3 hits like how we hope it hits, then it's you'll get paid back much sooner. And we want to pay you back sooner. We're trying to figure out a way to get this done for everybody in a realistic time frame. And I don't think we're asking you to do it for the 40 years. It's just, we're just throwing out all the options. So why don't we look at that and see where we go and work from there. But it all depends on the phasing of the projects. And we know phase 1 is ready to go. Phase 2 right behind it. And if like I said, if we hit phase 3, then it's going to happen really fast. So.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, Madam Board Member, we are not asking for any abatement. So if we owe that, this is as you asked last meeting, what was our solution? So in the past, we were looking at different financial strategic moves to make sure it's financially feasible. Remember, like you said, we're here, we cannot, we want to make this successful so that it's successful for all of us, create jobs, create the opportunity, and hopefully generate the cash flow to you guys that you guys finally are due.
Okay, thank you very much, gentlemen, and Ms. Calvo for your presence here today and for clarifying
All right,
my
thank you.
question. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, very good. No further questions? Again, thank you, presenters, for your your presence and your presentation. We'll take it under advisement, and I'm sure we're gonna digest all the stipulations, the new stipulations. Thank you again for your presence. So just Masi.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairman.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so Director, we move on to 1 second here.
Next is supposed to
Item
be,
B. Item B,
Item-
BHS WIC MOU. I think we covered that, no?
yes, we did cover that. That's what I was going to say. We covered
Okay.
item B.
And okay, we'll skip item B and move down to item C, Farmers Market.
And we also, Gita covered farmers market by saying that, informing you that we received a letter from Michael Uggan, who's the chair or the head of the farmers co-op, and they offered to pay. They have a payment plan, and they're going to pay by March 1. They said they'll pay $2,411.16. And the balance will be paid over the next 6 months of $401.86 per month. So item C is also has been covered.
I see. Okay, so they're gonna put half down and they're gonna start payment on
We
What-
should,
what
they
month?
should have made payment March 1st. Gita will, I guess, inform us once they received it. But that was the promise, if we accept it. I think,
if we
no,
accept it.
I already informed them that the procedure for payment was to Gita. Because they asked if this procedure has changed. Otherwise, they will proceed to make payment to Gita. So yeah, that was the only issue they had, was who did they pay? So that's already been taken care of.
I see. Okay, so can we have a brief discussion on it and move forward with it, or?
It's up to the commissioners.
Mr. Chairman?
Hey, Vice Chair?
Yeah, according to Mr. Tony Ariola, they made the payment of $1,411.16. So Tony, did you receive that check yet?
Yes, we did. Yes,
There you go.
they did remit the 50% payment as they stated in the letter.
Okay,
So that wasn't it wasn't a requirement that we approve what they were offering right now. They just went ahead and made the payment, the half
Yeah.
payment anyway.
Yeah, at the last meeting, it was agreed
Yeah.
by the commissioners that they would start making payments, and that's what they've done.
Okay. Okay, so let's discuss the payment plan they had, 400. When does the payment plan start? It starts immediately?
Mr.
guess-
Chairman,
Yeah,
if I may, according to Katrina Regis, their first payment will be on April of
I see.
the amount of $401.86.
Repeat the amount again. We're muffled.
$401.86 per month for a period
Okay.
over a
6
period of
months.
6.
Okay, so basically they already put down half payment, correct? And that's this month, and then they're gonna start making monthly payments next month, April.
That's correct.
Vice Chair?
And that's for the next 6 months, so $401.86 for the next 6 months. And that's only for school, year 2021.
Yeah,
Yes.
So we still have 2022.
And they'll be submitting their report for calendar year 2022, I believe by May.
Right, okay.
okay, so are we good to go with it?
Yeah.
Everybody's okay with their proposal?
Better than nothing.
Okay, everybody's good. Okay, I'm good with it.
Yes, better than
Okay,
nothing for the
Director.
past 3 years.
Yeah. Okay, do we need to make a motion to accept it, or we just can have them continue?
Yeah.
We did accept the general plan, and you asked for them to submit something in writing, and they
Right.
did, and they made first payment on it already. So because Gita received the payment, it's assumed then that it is agreed upon.
Okay, but do we need to formalize it? Cindy?
It's up to you, but well, Mr. Vice Chair has his hand up.
All we need to do, Mr. Chair, is make sure Tony monitors the payments, the monthly payments that they're coming in. And if did we specify a date? Is that first of the month or end of the month? We need to specify that. That way we're consistent and there's no lax and delay again, let's be consistent. Let's be firm and start.
Or is it any day in the month?
That's right. We should pay. It should be done and due at the first of the month. I would, and then after the 30 days at the end of the month, we start doing late fees. Start doing that. I mean, we're running as a business.
Tony?
Sure.
But it doesn't specify a date on the month. It just says.
But
Yeah.
let's specify it. Let's do it. Let's do it in the first of the month, and then after the 30 days, we start implementing late charges, and then we'll determine that. So much percent interest. I mean, I believe, let's start, we need to start collecting. Because we're years in several of our tenants years behind. Let's start being stern.
So is it typically a 30-day or is it a 10-day after the payment date?
Usually after the end of the month kicks in. And every month after that would be a late fee. Let's start considering that. We do those with our condominium associations where our members are a nice, when it's due payment, it's due payment.
Okay, we're good. Tony, you're good?
Yes.
Okay, we're good.
Good.
We're good. Sounds good. Okay, let's move on. Okay, we're done with item 7. Let's move down to actually item 6. We're done with item 6. We'll move down to item 7, new business. A Zoom subscription reimbursement.
Yes, Mr. Chair, just as always, we have to pay for our Zoom subscription every year, and they accept a credit card. So I had to use my credit card to make payment and hoping to get reimbursed on it. The invoice was sent to you. It's $149.90 annually. And that's how we're able to keep our online meetings going, and we're able
Also,
to.
Director, you paid for it yourself?
Yes, of course. Somebody
Okay.
had to pay for it. We don't have credit
Okay,
cards
let's-
here at Ancestral Lands.
Okay,
So,
okay, let's get this done. Let's get it done. Get her done. Get her done. Is
Yeah,
that
right
saying?
here,
yeah.
right
The
here.
Vice Chair has his hand up.
Yes.
Okay, Vice Chair.
Mr. Chairman, I move to reimburse our director of the amount of $140.90 for the Zoom meetings that we attend.
Okay, motion on the floor to reimburse our director for the Zoom fee. Second,
I second that.
oh, what was that?
second that.
Okay, I saw 2. Okay, so Commissioner Westling seconded, so we have a second on the floor. All in favor? Aye.
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 Any nays? No nays, Director? Done deal.
Thank you. Thank you,
Passes.
commissioners. Okay. And we'll do the same thing next year again. Was this the second, third time?
This is the third time you did that?
I
Wow.
guess, yeah, that's how,
Yeah.
since I came in, how we're able to do this. Actually, the first year I paid for it out of my pocket, but that was something I just gave back because we didn't really have much of a commission then.
Yeah.
So we
Let's see-
started on the
let's see how we-
second year.
Let's see how we can improve upon that,
No.
right? We're in the
No,
21st century. Vice Chair?
Mr. Director, Mr. Chairman, I believe that if you do have a receipt for that, Mr. Director, I should request that we reimburse you. That
Uh,
we deserve,
I-
yeah, that we
I
request
had a
that, yes.
I had a personal account and I decided I would use it, so I'll just give that to the commission. That's fine. That's when
on
was
the
that?
record then.
And 2020? Yeah, it's on the record. I won't seek reimbursement for that one.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let's move on. Okay, let's move on to item B. Office vehicle maintenance.
Okay, yes, it's time now to provide maintenance on our vehicle to change the oil and oil filter. And we gave you the price quotes. Kathy went out and got 4 price quotes from AK Service, Pacific Tire, One Stop, and Geno's. And you should all have that in front of you. What I
Yes.
see is the best deal here is with AK. That's where we went last year to service our vehicle. They will provide for $139.82 oil change, that's synthetic motor oil, with the oil filter, tire rotation, and they'll do a complete vehicle health check and they'll top off all the fluids. Yes, Mr. Vice Chair.
If you don't mind, Mr. Chairman and Mr. Director, I move that we appropriate the amount of $139.82 to service our vehicle at AK, and it's preferred because those are AK products.
Yes.
For the Forerunner, it is suggested that we stick with them.
Motion on the floor to approve for AK. AK's
second
service. Seconded by Commissioner Westling. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? No nays. Motion passes, Director.
Thank you, commissioners.
I have a suggestion.
Take, Commissioner Cruz?
Can we set a budget recommended by the director? So, and then just list what is for administrative costs instead of having to have him, pay out of his pocket. Just keep track of the spendings, create a ledger, especially on what he spent on. But yeah, so it's a lot easier for the staff, for especially our director to use the money instead of using his own personal funds and then getting reimbursed later.
Okay. Vice Chair?
I agree. We allowed the director to build a what is called I believe that's sort of like some sort of
fund?
fund,
Some
some
sort of a-
fund.
some
It's
sort
not
of
a
a
petty
fund?
cash. It's not a petty cash fund. We just call it as a reoccurring funds or
How does that work?
administrative. I
Anybody?
think it's administrative or office administrative funds, something like that. Yeah, let the director figure it out. But I
Well-
suggest we do that according, I agree with Mr. Commissioner Cruz.
But
Yeah,
that
we
that
can-
would fall, that would fall under the city account?
Yes, we can do that because there are reoccurring costs like vehicle maintenance and other issues that do come up. And yeah, if you allow for that, then we can come up with a resolution or a motion for you to approve that, and we'll have it ready for at the next regular meeting.
Okay, very good.
But send it to us prior to the meeting. That we can
Yes.
review it and that way we take action as soon as possible. If we have questions, we'll just bring it up
And that,
During the
yes, I
meeting.
agree. That way you can modify it as
Right.
needed.
accordingly.
Because the way we operate right now is when we take care of little items like this, I mean, it's only $139.82. Those are things that will occur again next year. and the year after, and we should take care of whatever assets that we have here. Maintenance is an important part. And then also issues like our Zoom account, which allows us to
Right.
live stream and also to broadcast the way we have been.
Right.
That's also very important. And those are
Yeah.
recurring
Yeah.
costs that
And-
will come up
yeah.
every year.
And the administrative costs of running the
Yes.
office, yeah.
we'll-
Xerox,
we'll-
all of that kind of stuff.
Okay, we'll take care of that.
Okay, very good. Before we adjourn, I'd like to bring up if it's possible, maybe, or if it's practical for us to do maybe a working session regarding the two topics that's facing us, right, in particular, Northern Market and the rest of the funds that's inside Coast 360. Maybe we could, maybe not necessarily Coast 360, maybe maybe the director and the two sitting on the investment committee here could give us some, some pointers or some way, or a working session where we can run through our options. Because right now we're basically just agreed to monitor James and BGIS, and we left it in there. But instead of just leaving it in there, they proposed that, surprised us with the new rates. I questioned them why just now. They said because it wasn't available before. Yeah, we see the rates are up now. So maybe is it practical to have a working session for both?
Yes.
Mr.
Schedule it.
Director, Mr.
Yes,
Chairman, go ahead.
We could set up a work session. We should probably take up each issue separately, Northern Market and Coast 360. And that way and of course, we should have legal there to make sure that as we work on it, because I'm assuming we're going to have at least 4 members present at each of those work sessions, and that's a quorum, to make sure that we don't come to a decision or to an agreement to make a decision during the work sessions. I see Mr. Vice Chair has his
Yeah.
hand up.
Yeah, Vice
I
Chair?
think, Mr. Chairman, I believe we scheduled already March 20th for the Coast 360 matter. That's that special meeting that we're going to discuss the 4 pending counts. Remember?
I guess we could make that the special meeting instead of a work
Right.
session, right?
Right,
What do you
that's
guys
correct. That's for the Coast 360 matter. And then
Yeah,
on
and
the
then maybe
27th,
a work session for the Northern Market.
and on
Well,
the
what we did
27th,
was
we have,
we set up the March 20th for the budget,
oh yeah, the budget, that's
to
right.
revise the
correct.
budget
Right.
proposal.
Yeah.
Right,
And the
20th was the budget,
27th was
was
the
for the
next.
coast.
And you wanted a special meeting on the 27th for
Right.
the issue of Coast
Coast.
360, or in general, our investment plans. I think we should leave it at that, because that
Right.
could involve Coast 360 and
Right.
all the other financial institutions we're involved with.
Right. That's it. And then the Northern Marketing, that would, let's set it for another meeting in April, special meeting in April.
Okay, the regular April meeting would be April 12th.
Okay,
Prior to that, a week prior or a week after, I'm not
Right.
sure which way you want it, but the week prior to April 12th would be Holy Week. I'm
Oh.
not sure if anybody would, want to have meetings during that period of time. It'd be your call. And of course, Holy Week winds up with Easter at the end.
yeah. Well,
I like to have
Let
it
me
a
see.
working session. That way we're not really having to make a decision regarding Northern Market.
I agree, Chairman, and I'd like to do that before our next regular meeting,
Yeah,
because we said earlier that we would get back with them at our next meeting.
Okay, our next meeting will be April 12th, so it'd be prior to that. And a work session doesn't necessarily require advertising, but if we have more than 4 members for
That's-
safety, it would
That's
be
right.
best for us to advertise so that anyone could Zoom in and watch us virtually or perhaps participate in the work session. That's because of the open government law. It's just playing safe.
Right, I
mean-
agree, Mr. Chairman. So
Well,
that's why,
because of the sensitivity of the case, I'm thinking we could have it, we should have it in person.
We,
I agree.
no,
I agree.
yes, we could ask land management to see if their conference room is open. Because it'll be safer if we have a quorum to broadcast what we do, unless we agree that we would not have a quorum and we'd simply have 3 members of our board
Right.
to meet in the work session.
right,
Finney, you had your hands up, Finney?
Yeah, I just wanted to, maybe if you could clarify the purpose of the work session. Because if you're not going to be deliberating towards any kind of decision, and you already have the information in front of you, I'm just wondering what you would accomplish in a work session versus
right.
just discussing it in a meeting.
Well, it would be the same concept of when we were having work sessions with our rules and regulations. We weren't making a decision. We were clarifying. Vice Chair?
Why don't we just, since we have a regular meeting on the 12th, why don't we do a special meeting on the 3rd, the 4th of April? That way we can have all the information with us, and then we will discuss that line item, just that item itself, and then we'll make that decision. And then we will present it at the 12th, the meeting on the 12th. That way we're all on board. We could meet the 4-member liability.
I see your point there, Vice Chair. However,
Right,
yeah, you're right. I see your point. But however,
special meeting.
I'd like to be in person, specifically for those meetings.
The special
session.
meeting.
Well, not a special meeting, a work session. Finney, you have a little bit of uncertainty with that. So
Right,
back to you again. Let's get back to you again on that.
No, just the same thing as I said before. I'm just just raising the question about what would be the purpose of a work session versus
in the
a
work
meeting.
session, isn't it possible that the board can discuss the terms and the options without coming to a decision and options, without making a decision? That's in the purpose of a work session. We discuss the pros, the cons, what we can do.
That would be deliberating towards a decision if you're,
Correct.
What determines the work session?
Mr. Chair, in work sessions that I've participated in, what we normally do is we have a subcommittee or a standing committee
That's right.
work to come up with a proposal to submit to the board itself. Give the board options and not make a decision, but to provide options to the board. I see the vice chair has his hand up.
I agree,
Vice-
Mr. Director. Yeah, go ahead. Thank you. I agree. So to establish a subcommittee of 3 members.
Yeah,
And
no,
then-
actually, I'm looking at it being more towards what we did with the working session for the rules and regs. We did not establish a subcommittee for the rules and regs. It was the whole board that was involved in that working session.
It's
So I guess
easier. It's a lot easier if you have a subcommittee or a standing committee come up the options to present then to the board for the board to make a decision. It gets rid of a lot of noise in the process of working through whatever issue that you need to discuss. And I found over the years where I've served on boards that.
Oh, okay, no,
that's the
I
way
see,
it
I
is.
see. No, I see what you're saying. Okay, that's clear. Okay, I see. Okay, let's have a working session, and who wants to be part of the working session?
And this will be for Northern Market.
Northern Market, it could
Specifically?
also be
Okay.
for, it could also be for oh, by the way, I wanted to bring up something with the 360 proposal. We're there already, right? Now, remember we had an issue director with what our previous legal counsel was saying about RFP?
Yes,
Yeah, so like, okay, if we decided to do something outside of Coast 360, now does that now require an RFP? Because they were
Yes,
saying,
but-
oh, what the stuff. Yeah,
but
I
the
mean, if
thing
we
with
just stay
working with,
them, yeah, if we're just working with Coast 360 and moving it within there, I don't think we need to, right?
I don't
Now
believe
we know
because we're already there.
Already
But
there. Yeah, but
working with Raymond James and with BGIS, those were RFP'd. So those are within the procurement law.
I see. So it's not the same as just taking it and throwing it into their CD, their CD options at a bank.
No, we
Taking it
can
out of
move
one
them.
bank and putting it to, I mean, it's different from their investment, right? It's a
Yes, if
bank.
we're going to move it to
Hedging
another
option.
financial institution, we would have to RFP that. That's within the procurement law. But because
that-
Raymond James and BGIS are already RFP'd, we could be transferring funds there. But if we were to move it to another bank like New Zealand or something like that, then of course we'd have to RFP that out.
Or First Hawaiian or something like that. That
Yes.
would still require.
Yes, we have to stay within those that have responded to the RFP and were accepted, were granted.
Oh, okay, so then let's continue then as is, whether it be with a special session or with a work session for that.
Yeah, because you wanted to set that up for the 27th to take advantage. Because at the last meeting, I was only authorized to move $8 million and to split it evenly between Raymond James and BGIS. But as you see, the actual interest rates are higher now and are climbing. That's why I believe you wanted to have another meeting on the 27th to discuss how we're going to work from there, whether to move the money around within Coast 360, which is allowable. I mean, we could just transfer from one term share account to their promo account, or move it out to either one of Raymond James or BGIS.
Okay, let's
That's
leave
what
it-
I
let's
understood
leave
was
it-
the reason.
Yes, let's
Yeah.
leave it as a special special
For the
meeting then.
for the financials, okay.
Yes, let's leave it at that, and then, so, yeah, let's just leave it at that, and that way we make a decision, we can, we can make a decision if we need
Yes.
to. Yes, then we can make a decision. Okay, the working session, I think we should keep it as a working session for the Northern Market. And could we establish who wants to be part of the working session? Because definitely I want to be part of the working session. Anybody else?
I will.
Okay, Louisa? Westling's part, so that's me and her. Anybody else? This is for Northern Market. Okay, so it's just basically the two of us that's gonna make,
Yeah.
to
And the-
address it, and then make the.
And you will
make the-
have staff support,
Right.
Mr. Chair, you will have staff support for that.
Okay,
And with the work session, if we're gonna do that, we could advertise it or not, but I don't think, I guess Attorney Finney could advise us. I don't believe that we need to follow the same rules as set for, that's required by the open government law for actual meetings where we take action. And because of that, we could set it up for whatever time.
so if it's just Commissioner Westling and myself, couldn't we both just show up at the office and just
Yes.
without
and,
having a special, without having a work session, just go in and do it and then
And-
make,
It will be a work session and then one of you will present it to the board at the next meeting, the next regular meeting, and the board will make a decision. But that's how normally work sessions work. Is you get a smaller group together to find out what the options are and make the options available to the rest of the board for the board to consider. And therefore you would not have an issue of working together to come to a decision in advance and simply come before the board in regular session and symbolically call for a vote. That's what
Okay,
we're
very
trying
good.
to avoid.
can we get Gita involved in that work session?
Yes, we can.
Gita,
The,
can
the
we get
only,
you?
the only restriction I would say recommend is no more than 3 members of the board, but you can get staff involved.
Okay, but we'll leave that open to the board, whoever wants to come in, okay, on the work session?
Okay, so we'd like somebody,
As long
Tony
as
from
it's,
Gita.
Yeah.
So-
right.
Tony,
Yes,
can you and or maybe Diego, somebody from Gita be involved with the work session to help us work through this proposal from Northern Market?
sure. And for what day? All right.
That's to be established, because now we don't have to follow the open government law on this one with advertising.
Okay.
Okay, get with the director and give us a convenient time, and then I could probably work it out with Commissioner Westling on the date. Vice Chair?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I suggest that, yeah, you can even involve the director in that, but you make sure you guys provide the options, that there are options. And that way, when we meet, and I'm suggesting you meet prior to our regular meeting, that way you present it to us. And then we make our decision on the 12th during our regular meeting. So that we can move forward with this matter.
Okay. Very good. We're gonna need definitely a lot of input from Gita for sure. Okay,
All right.
so
Okay, so-
Tony, just get with the director and give us a date. Who will be available to sit with us on this particular matter with and
Mr. Chair, even you and Commissioner Westling, we need to know when you are available. because-
I'm pretty much okay with whatever date it is. It's basically Commissioner Westling that you would have to confirm it with.
Okay, we'll do that.
I will email you, my available days and times, and then you can share that with Tony and
Okay,
chairperson, chairman, or I'll include everybody in the email so that way you can all plan accordingly.
Noted.
thank you, Commissioner.
Okay, thank you too.
Yeah, mid-morning, late morning or early afternoon, it's
Okay.
probably, yeah, right?
Okay, and I would actually like to, I don't know if he's gonna be back, or if Commissioner Orlino or Commissioner Rios, be extended the invitation to
Yeah.
be part of this, either or, I mean, yeah. In case they want to be.
Okay, we'll do that.
Vice Chair?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. And just to make sure that you guys at least present the options. I think that's what we're gonna need to have are the options, because if you only have one, that's a decision. So make sure you have options and then present it to the board on the 11th, the day before our regular meeting. That way we have time to review it. And then we'll make this decision on the 12th. We need to act fast on this.
Or maybe we'll need to make the presentation and then take
Right.
another time to absorb it, and then we make a decision. As opposed to, or if it's possible to make a decision there, then it's okay, but maybe some of you might need more time. Okay, we're good to go? So we're gonna wait on Gita's timeline, I guess.
Yeah, well, first Commissioner Westling's time when she's available because it'll be our work session and our commissioners should have priority over setting their time. And I
Yeah,
know that she does have a job other than sitting on these meetings. So, and then of course,
Okay.
Gita and Ancestral Lands, we're in the office regularly 8 to 5 every day, every workday. And
So
we'll
we're-
make our schedule of convenient for the commissioners.
okay, very good. So Commissioner Westling. And then I guess he'll forward that to Gita, and then they can work around your schedule.
Yeah, I will email my availability before tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, very good. Okay, that sounds great. Okay, so now we're gonna move down to public comments. Number 8, item 8, public comments.
Mr. Chair, I did not receive any requests to make for any public comments today.
Okay, very good. Now we're down to item 9. Vice Chair? Vice Chair, you're on mute.
Sorry, there you go. Just a reminder,
you go.
sorry about that. Reminder that for all the members with regards to the conflict of interest disclosures are due April 21st.
Yeah, thank you for that.
That's a Friday. Just
Right.
a reminder.
Ah,
Just a
right.
reminder.
Yeah, thank you for that.
As we get close, I'll put the time clock on and send you out notices. You got
Okay.
5 days, 2 days, 1
Right.
day.
Okay.
Okay, you need to run through the dates again, Director, or?
I
regarding-
could, as we set it up
Okay.
now on March 20 for the special meeting, will
Right.
be on revising our budget for submittal to the Legislative Committee on Finance and Budget. And then on March 27, we will have a special meeting to deal with our financial investments on where to put or place our funds, whether we move them around within Coast 360 or transfer some more out to BGIS or Raymond James. And our regular meeting is normally scheduled for the second week of the month, the second Wednesday of the month, and the second Wednesday of April will be April 12th. And Mr. Vice Chair, did I hear you right that
Yeah,
your program
good.
is on
Yeah.
for 2 o'clock?
Yeah, good. 2 o'clock.
Okay, so we'll go back to the 2 p.m. Meeting time. Those are the next 3 meetings that we have that are scheduled or
Okay,
will be
so-
scheduled.
Just to clarify, March 20 is what again? That's our,
Our budget revision of our proposed budget for submittal to the legislature. And then on
Okay.
the 27th, our investments. And
And
then
those are all
that's on March.
specials, right?
Those are, both of them are special meetings.
Right.
And then our regular meeting on April 12th.
okay, and somewhere along the line will be that work session?
Somewhere in between,
Before.
pending Commissioner Westling's notices of her available time.
Okay. And that's for Northern, right? Northern Market.
Yes, specifically subcommittee to deal with the Northern Market proposal.
Okay. Very good. Thank you, Director. Hang on 1 second. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we move down to item 10. Motion for adjournment. Thank you, everybody.
So move.
Yep, seconded.
Okay. It's now 4:33 p.m. This meeting is adjourned.
Adios.
Adios. Thank you, Gita,
Adios.
staff.